Hi, I'm Keegan, and this is A Bunch of Gamers. This is our 119th episode of Werewolf the Apocalypse 20th Anniversary Edition. Collections. I'm going to go around and have my players introduce themselves.
I'm Tyler, and I play Kyle, also known as Guards the Low. He's a Philodox of the Children of Gaia.
Hi, I'm Sam. I play Cora. She's an Aruna in the Get of Fenris.
Hi, I'm Adam. I play Mark Guides the Fallen, and he's a Thurge of the Children of Gaia.
Hi, I'm Sean. I play Zeb Speaks-in-Sweet-Whispers. He is a Theurge of the Silent Striders.
Hello, my name's Thomas. I play Dimitri Howls-In-Memory, Lupus Galliard of the Bone Gnawers.
Hi, my name is George. I am playing William Grows-Matrices. He is a Fostern Arun of the Glasswalkers.
Last time, the packs had finally reached the heart of the cairn, and as the rite of cleansing began to close it, the great Lord of Disease rose, and Hakaken, the Lord of Fear, appeared, creating every nightmare that the packs could imagine as they fought through the illusions and fought against a great elder, Yormunger's son, fallen Get of Fenris. Now, after the battle, diseased, injured, and desperate, they still have a few more steps to take to leave this place, including collecting the young metis that they had met before, as well as the ones in the pits, and to save several kinfolk so that Cora Two-Hearts can finally be successful in her right challenge. And so, Zebulon, you're still coughing, kind of just crawling around as the fluid's kind of in your lungs. Garu picking up other Garu, some injured by their fellows due to visions from Hakaken, others injured from several spirals that had clearly invaded, and others downed by spirits. But overall, the army has survived and done well. The army now is trying to figure out the last bits to do, for the entire army of the Garu cannot stay to empty this hive and clear every chamber. The Garu need to return to their cairns, for they have left their cairns unguarded for the entire night, and many are now anxious to leave. And while the chemical has been cleared from this room, the chemical still permeates many of the paths and chambers of this hive, making it still difficult to move around for kin and human alike. Some are muttering, some are trying to get things done, and some are beginning to try and go out the way they came to let Sacred Stone now take care of their own backyard, so to speak. You have some time amongst yourselves to figure out what you want to do, as the Grand Army seems to be moments away from dispersing, as many of the Garu here are exhausted, and unlike your pack, were unable to regain Gnosis by eating spirits, and are now running on fumes, many out of willpower, most out of rage, and almost everyone out of Gnosis.
The first thing Dimitri wants to do is help his pack alpha back up on his feet. He's gonna offer a hand to Zeb, help him stand up. Here, Zeb, lean on me if you have to.
We have to go back. We have to go back for the people. Not just the people, but the metis cubs too.
I think that if we all can go back, we can help clear space as we do, if possible. Like I said, we're all really tired.
What do you mean by clear space?
Any rooms that we haven't gone through, that the army hasn't gone through, make sure everything is gone, everybody is dead.
I think we should stick to helping the people we know are here, and potentially come back over time to clear out remaining rooms. I do agree that that's the smarter play. We don't have the resources at our disposal to keep us going.
Can I get a perception alertness roll from Cora? Diff 6. You hear one of the Talons, Burning River, angrily shouting at the elders of your sept
They are not kin. Whatever you think of Red Talons, the ones out there are not kin. They have seen us. They know what we are. Does litany mean nothing to you? Kill them.
Cora will bring the others, attention to what's going on over there. And
Fate Dancer going,
I understand your concerns, Master Talon. However, if we can get partridge feathers, we can what?
Burning River retorts.
Cut out months of their memory? Is the fetish even capable of that? That, with as exhausted as every Garu is here, can you guarantee that one will not escape in the confusion before their memories are taken? How did they get here in the first place? Can you be certain that other spirals will not take them and use them? Better a swift death to remove the horrors of this place from their mind than to drag it out all over again in the name of your compassion.
so I don't think Cora would agree with what the Red Talon is saying.
Okay.
However, Sam doesn't know the words to execute those thoughts properly.
Yeah, it's on the tip of my tongue too. I'm just drawing a blank.
To be fair, given Cora's intellect, she might not have the words for it.
Yeah, she definitely doesn't have the words for it either. You know what though? She is smart enough to know that Kyle is very smart and good with words. And so she'll lean over to Kyle and
I think maybe your input is needed in that situation.
How long do you think it would take to gather the partridge feathers?
We have 3 back at Karen, and that would take some time either to run, travel through the Umbra, or what is it, the Homicide Uber down there.
It's an awfully large risk, particularly to ask them to take. Burning River, are you planning on staying until this is dealt with either way? I can, though my pack will have to leave. I would prefer it if it was dealt with swiftly, however. One Garu away from a Karen because others are too soft to do what needs to be done is not the way. It is not the way of the Talons. It is not the way of Griffin. It is not supposed to be the way of the Garu. The veil must be protected, and this is a large tear in the veil. No, I agree with you. But I think there is a compromise to be made. We know that there are a good many both kin and non-kin who are infected that need to be dealt with. Hold. Them getting out could kill thousands or millions, depending on how contagious. Some can go gather the partridge feathers. The others can spend their time culling the infected.
Could I get a charisma expressions, and we'll go diff 5 because that's a very compelling argument for a Red Talon to compromise on.
My pack will agree to this, and we can be done with it in relatively short order.
As you see Regender looking mildly horrified before Burning River turns and looks at him and goes,
Do not worry. They will not suffer. We are not human. And what of the ones who are just human, though? I know that you plan to erase their memories, but there are many of them, and as I said, they could have been here many turnings of the moon.
How many of them are there, Keegan? Like a rough count as we walked through here?
there was like well over, I think it was like over 50 to 75 in the previous room that Burning River is talking about, of non-kin humans.
Their suffering will only attract Banes. There's another way. After death. I think we can. Explain.
Burning River growls.
After death, I will take them across the second veil, where humans go. Let them die here quickly in mercy. Is this acceptable to you, Kyle guards the low, illustrious elders of the Sacred Stone? I think it's our only option. We have to prioritize the kin, and just that could take hours to get them out safely. And I shall sharpen my claws and make sure they feel nothing.
And the Red Talon gives a howl, and their pack joins them as they shift into Hispo form and run out of the room quickly. Mark, as you approach the body of Jormunger's son, you'll have to do a bit of a strength check to kind of pull the head off, though Jormunger's son is in their Hamid form, so it should be fairly easy. It'll be difficulty 4, just strength. As you pull it off cleanly,
And he'll kind of put it to his face and look at it as if he's addressing it, and he'll speak.
Come, Eldaria. You still have much to answer for.
And I'm going to transform into Glabro so my magpie swag can show back up. And
Okay.
I'm going to stick the skull and the hammer in there and then transform back to Krynos.
okay.
And then I shall return to the group.
All right, as you all reconvene, how would you like to proceed now?
I think we should grab Regender and Steven
Okay.
and go to the Metis pit.
Good idea.
Final days in his Glabro form looks at you
Kyle?
as he's talking with Steven, giving him some hugs.
I think it's time for us to revisit that pit that we found.
Agreed. And it's good that Burning River and their pack is not with us currently.
Yeah, there were a lot of compromises to make.
As you begin moving that way, and Steven goes,
Hey, just so you know, they're in one of the houses, the 3 that you brought to me. Great.
Are there other Garu around right now where we're going?
yeah, there's several moving about. At this point, actually, you start passing Nightbiter.
Hey, Nightbiter.
Kyle? Hey.
His voice instantly softening.
Good to see you again.
Same to you. Oh, I was getting ready to head back to 5 Mirrors. Sept has been on guard for too long.
Well, please don't let us keep you. We're off to some metis that we found.
Yes, the challenge, correct? The one proposed in front of the whole moot?
Yes.
Is there, do you need any help? Would you like me to come with you?
As wonderful as it would be to have more help, your care must come first, and we've taken too many of you for too long.
I understand.
Hopefully some other opportunity sometime soon.
Yes, I look forward to that time. Till we meet again, Kyle Garslow.
Good luck.
Under his breath,
Till next time, son.
as he looks over at Mark and just goes,
It's good to see you as well, Mark.
places his hand briefly on his shoulder, and then keeps walking.
I guess as he's turning around, he'll go,
Good to see you too, Jonathan Rio.
And you all start heading into the pit. You see the metis there, kind of growling, snarling still. One of them has clearly gotten slightly annoyed for the wait time and has been jumping and has, from the marks, has gotten partly up the pit before sliding back down. As Steven looks down and goes,
Oh, problem kids.
They have very likely all tasted human flesh.
No, well, most of you Hamid-born have during your first change. I ain't gonna judge you for it. They didn't know any better.
No, I agree, and that's why they're here, alive.
You're all looking a little beat up, but I guess it's up to us our runes, so...
as he looks over at Zeb as he's just leaning on Dimitri.
Fuck. Alright, that plan's out the window. So how do we get them out? How do they get them in there?
We've got ladders.
Oh, perfect. Okay, so... Alright, this is gonna be kind of gross. Kyle, I need you to grapple me.
If you insist.
As you run up and grapple him, and sloughs of Steven's fur and flesh start slopping off of him.
Again, please.
Alright.
As you keep going, he goes,
Alright. Mark.
as he points to Mark, like, almost accusingly.
Yes.
You're good at making shit, right?
Yes.
As he picks up, like, this slough piece of skin and fur.
Can you try and make some rope out of me?
he'll grab it with a squish in his Krynos hand.
Yeah, I'll give it a shot. Great. Great, there's a table over there. Yeah, I'll get to it. This will be easy, Glabro.
And I'll switch to Glabro for that.
Okay. I'll need a wits or dexterity, whichever is lower, craft check.
Okay.
Diff 8, as this is not the best rope material. As it turns out, Steven was just kind of talking.
Oh.
Not a
botch. Not a botch. All right.
Yeah.
As you just try, you're trying to make the rope, and it's just like you get like half a rope, and then the rope snaps and sloughs apart.
Steven, where are you going with this? We have ladders. Dimitri, come on. You're a bonar. You gotta think outside the box. We're going to hold their legs and arms together with a bit of me, as I have been known to discipline people in fair and appropriate measures, and tie them up. I was also going to squirt my musk into all the pits to make it more difficult for them to act, and then the original plan was for Zeb here to use his fast gifts to climb down the stairs in his Hamid form, shake a big old turkey leg for them to want to eat, and then rush up the ladder. Then we jump them as they're coughing, no offense, Zeb, and being caught up in my musk, and then we use the sloughs of my fur to tie up their arms and legs, because they're probably not coming quietly, at least at first. We've gotta do some disciplining. Steven, let me cut you off right there. Half of your plan is irrelevant when we have Kyle with us. And you're a little too wet to make a rope out of. We don't need to squirt musk in them, we don't need to do all this stuff. Just have them contemplate Gaia, and then we just find them that way. I'm sure we can find something in this room that can do that for us. I like your idea though, but let's formulate something a little better.
He does bring up a good point. Perhaps we can dazzle them to contemplate the love and care of Gaia while we can get them out of the pits.
You got enough to dazzle all 8 of them, Kyle? Well, it just takes time, and not rage or gnosis. I liked your plan, but the people have spoken.
Sorry, Steven, it's a democracy.
That's okay. And even if it's not, Rhea has spoken. Yeah, I get it, you lick boots.
You want to make a rage roll?
It's 5, so I could technically frenzy.
Yes, you could.
Do I get to beat up William too?
It's diff 4. William, no! Sparta kicks him into the pit with one of the metis. Wait, my rank challenge! Diff 4, because I think you're still in Krynos form.
Yep. God damn it.
That's a frenzy. Unless you... Oh no, you have no willpower, do you?
I have 1 willpower, but 0 rage, so if I were to spend the willpower, I would shift to Hamid.
Oh, that's
Oh, we have Dazzle.
We do have Dazzle.
Yeah.
Or we do have Dazzle, but I was gonna offer, like, can I spend a willpower point to body tackle William so he doesn't...
We gotta roll... No.
Oh.
It's gonna be an initiative between William and Steven, because those are the only two who matter right now.
I'll body
next to each
tackle
other.
William.
Oh yeah, Cora can do it too, because everyone else is irrelevant. Because you won't make it. You won't make it.
It's the 3 Aruns in the group just going...
It's the 3 Aruns in the group to figure out who's doing what.
Oh, I love it so much.
Oh, thank God I rolled low.
Steven acts first, as Steven's just... So, yeah, you get to act last, so what are you doing for this round, William?
I am charging Steven into a pit.
Okay, perfect. Body tackling Steven to a pit. Cora, what are you doing this round?
I'm intercepting William and body tackling him away from Steven and to the side of the pit and not into the pit. No,
Perfect.
into the pits.
No, into the pit. Okay, Steven is going to scent of sweet honey on William, which will fill his nose with a horrifying odor and make every die pool at a -1 for a number of hours equal to the successes rolled, so that it'll be harder to tackle Steven, and it'll make any sort of grapple checks that Cora makes easier in the future. So for 4 hours, William, also you have like this sticky, like a child got a bunch of like Jolly Ranchers and rubbed them between their hands. That's how your hands and your whole body feel for 4 hours.
Isn't this...
All right, Cora, do your tackle to interrupt his action.
What
Jesus
the hell?
Christ.
Fine.
William, do your tackle onto... You need 2 successes to get him into the pit.
Oh, that's diff 7, not diff 6.
You miss. Whiff. As you go, you move, and, Steven does just a casual step. It's not really a dodge, just a step. All right, William, what are you doing this round?
I'm just gonna go ahead and swipe at Steven. Just give him a good old claw.
Double
can I
whammy.
dazzle in between this?
You can dazzle
Between
now,
these
yes.
rounds?
Sure.
Okay.
Let's have you dazzle.
I want this to continue. Oh,
So-
wait, I assumed your
Character.
willpower. What is it? I'm sorry.
It is 5.
Oh, okay. Same
thing. So you turn, you're ready to swipe at Steven, then you're just like, oh, contemplating the love and will of Gaia. As Steven goes,
You always that touchy? Dimitri, talk for Zeb. Serve your alpha. Lesson 1 for Den Father Steven. I'm not responsible enough to be a Den Father. Oh, that's what they all say, Steven. Arc Omens. Catch that, Dim? Something about Lesson 1, Ill Omens. Got it. Okay. I guess we'll leave him there until they're ready. Alright, Kyle, I guess do your mojo?
Alright, what are their respective willpowers?
5 of them are 2, 3 of them are 3. Dazzled.
Now the hard ones, though.
Yeah. Don't roll like Sam.
Watch,
Yeah,
botch,
don't roll like
botch,
me.
botch.
Dazzled, and dazzled. So they all start sitting in quiet contemplation.
Alright, Cora, looks like it's you and me to do the heavy lifting. The other room looks preoccupied.
Fair enough. Kyle, where are those letters?
I think Dimitri hid them, didn't he?
I will gently put Zeb down and go pull out one of the ladders.
You guys start pulling out ladders, and Steven comes down, picks up one, goes. Cora, you do the same as you bring them all up.
So this doesn't last infinity. Let's, how are we gonna tie him up?
Is there any rope in here at all?
Not that you can see. And you've torn this place up.
Chains in here before?
There were chains. I do
All right.
remember that, so.
Chains. Yay.
You get some chains and you start tying up some little hands. Little. Like they're fucking like 6 foot tall toddlers. Mark, give me a intelligence or dexterity, whichever is lower, crafts, diff 6, please. You have enough chain, and you chain up all of them as enough time has passed for the frenzy to end, and Dimitri, you give your old buddy William a slight thwap on the back of the head in Glabro to knock him out of dazzle.
Wake up, William. Nap time's over.
Oh no.
He just put down Zeb. He's on fire.
Roll rage again.
It turns out Dimitri was playing the long game to being alpha. Wait till Zeb becomes infirm. Put William in his place verbally.
I see that things were taken care of then.
Yes, we have them. We have the cubs all tied up.
As Regender goes,
I think I'll use some of my gifts then to help us along, if that is acceptable.
Of course.
oh, there we go. He uses, from his time as elder, geese, and puts a geese on all 8, saying that they will go to the entrance and wait for the... He tells them to go specifically to the Stallion Steve entrance and to wait for you all specifically before they can do anything else. And they are mentally compelled to do so. I'm not even going to roll. His difficulty is 2 or 3.
Fair enough.
With a die pool of 10 dice. Even Sam can't roll less than 1 success on that.
Didn't that happen, though?
No, hers was diff 7.
Oh, diff 7. Okay.
This was diff 3. And that's why I said it would be impossible. And she can... As Final Days goes...
So we have those ones. How do we want to try and proceed as... Well, while the rest of my group is going to be taking the moon bridge, I will have to travel via foot, so I have some time to spend with all of you to try and help you as best I can.
Well, these are the only other metis that we found, I believe.
Steven goes...
There's the 3 in the house, and I think we should at least check on them.
Oh, definitely. We need to get them out of here as well.
Will we have to worry about escort for the ones heading to the entrance? Tensions high, spirits about people could mistake them for enemy.
That's true. Steven, would you like to walk with them? I guess.
As he looks over at William.
Wouldn't want to cramp anyone's style.
Yeah, I think your expertise is best used elsewhere.
Hey, Zeb.
Yeah?
Want me to rob the grocery store for some cough drops for you?
Please.
Great. There's like 3 cops here.
As he starts walking with the metis.
Cora's gonna lean over to Kyle like,
I don't think that Steven and William are gonna get along too well.
Steven eventually grows on everyone. I'm sure of it.
Let's hope so.
Is there any way I could help stabilize Zeb? I have some medicine dots and I have bear as a totem.
Yes, you can do an intelligence medicine.
What was that difficulty?
We're gonna go with, because it's gonna be partially luck in what's in your magpie swag, we're gonna say it's gonna be diff 7.
Okay. Oh, man.
So you know what to do. There's some local herbs that you could have used. Unfortunately, you don't have enough of them, and some that you do have, unfortunately from the severed head, had some blood leak on them, making them a little less effective.
Well, in my rage, I ruined my healing. So, apologies, Zeb, but I'll restock on those reagents.
We'll just get the thumbs up.
As you guys kind of start staggering through, how do you want to continue on?
check on the pups.
Okay. You start making that long journey. As it is several miles, it takes about an hour or 2 before you finally get to them as they come out growling as they go. They look up at all of you. Where was the kind one? Where is he?
We found other pups. 8 other pups, and he is with them. They were being starved.
Starved or tested?
What do you mean?
Is it not customary to train warriors? To go without food is a test of stamina, is it not? That is what we've been taught.
Out of character, did we ever do that particular? Because we did some gruesome shit, but I don't recall that.
That one is not one that you have done, but it's so in line with some of the Garu shit you're in, you're just like, fuck.
So, that's not one that I don't think any of us have experienced personally. Sometimes there are trainings like that, but it's very likely that they were being starved so that they would then consume humans.
This talks so strangely. Are Garu not above men? Are we not the chosen ones, the people made to rule while humanity sets underfoot? Spiral legends say that we culled humanity in the eons past, even before we danced the spiral? Why is it wrong for a predator to eat prey, to eat something lesser? It's food.
They are part of us, just as wolves are. And it is true that some time ago, Garu did call humanity, but we generally view it as a terrible mistake, like many of the things we've called in the past.
They look, they clearly are hearing you, but not understanding, as it has flown in the face of everything they have ever learned ever.
I understand that some of these things may be strange, and may take time, but we are a part of humanity as they are a part of us. It is distinctly difficult to recognize that while stuck in this place, so far away from what they are.
I don't understand. As another one goes, I don't either, but I wonder what it looks like where they are, why it will make me see something different. And the third one goes, will they still serve us? Are they still creatures that make sure that the Garu are cared for?
The things you can see in the metal forest will open your eyes to wonders that you can only see there. The Hamids have evolved. They have been able to use their environment to shape their own claws and fangs, and they have sharpened their own mind, and we've always been lagging behind them in that regard. It is true that they do not have the connection to Gaia that we have.
Once you say connection to Gaia that we have, there is once again complete confusion.
You will come to understand Gaia, but that is not what is important at this time. It is the fact that Hamids and Garu and wolves live harmoniously together. True, it is not always perfect, but we learn from each other, we grow from each other, and once you see the metal forest that I grew up in, it will open your mind and your eyes to show you.
One whispers, trying to make sure that it can't be heard. You can do a perception alertness, diff 6, as their mouths are not well formed for whispering.
Okay.
As you hear one whisper, sounds like he is giving too much credit to food, but I have heard that the Hamids can things. Perhaps the Garu have started canning their food as well.
So you choose to can your friends?
They're not our friends.
No, but they are one with us, just as you and everyone that you are standing next to.
Just because I can turn into a man, how do you know that that makes me a man? In fact, I cannot turn into a human yet, so I don't understand.
What I am saying is that they are not prey, much like the ones next to you are not your prey either. Not everything is food, not everything is prey. Not everything is beneath us.
Just sheer confusion again.
William, give them some time.
It is not my fault that they asked questions. I was only trying to sate their curiosity, but it seems their minds are closed and I cannot reach them until they have seen more.
Your response is your responsibility, though.
And that's all Cora will say before she turns back to the metis.
As a giant neon light of hypocrite just starts glowing behind Cora. It's just bursts out. Luna's Lambent sight is no longer necessary. There's just the light of hypocrisy. As it's just like da-na-na-na-na-na-na. Now her punching one of her friends in the face over saying, "Hey Cora, maybe you should chill."
She's already taken her punishment for that. 2 years in Erebus, you know.
I went on a mental retreat and I'm no longer a hypocrite. It's okay. I got a certificate.
She's trying her best.
William, just as I'm sure that for each of us it took time for us to understand these things, it will take time for them to understand as well because they have learned things. The way they understand things is different. as wrong as it feels to us, it is all they know. Steven can help them understand, though, I'm sure. This is as much as I would love to answer these questions for them and maybe help guide them to understanding our ways, we should get them out of here. There is much to do.
They are at least asking questions, so that is a step in the right direction.
So everyone but Kyle, and of course, William and Dimitri, as they were too busy talking, hear one of the metis pups kind of whisper, "They're talking about us as if we're not here." And the other one whispers back, "It seems that the tales of how they think of metis is true."
Guys, the Fallen will kind of approach and pass by the arguing Arun, and then just kind of lean down and get to their level, just on their knees, not like lean in, just because he's big and Krynos, and he's just gonna ask him,
"Are you guys hungry?"
And as they all look and then nod,
"We'll get you food. Warriors can't fight without food. We'll teach you, but that will come."
as they kind of nod in agreement, as their desire to eat overwhelms their desire to, well, be children and annoy the shit out of every adult in a 10-mile radius.
But do not eat any humans. Don't even look like you want to. There are other Garu who will kill you for it. And if you have in the past, don't mention it any longer.
They nod. One of them tries to be slick and whisper, but due to the echoing nature of this place, you do hear the one whisper, "So the strong still rule, but we can't eat weaker things. These Garu are so strange." As one of them kind of has a look about him, could I get from, let's see, who will be the closest? Let's do Dimitri. Perception, empathy.
Alright. What's the diff?
6. One of them seems to be troubled. It seems like they have something on their mind.
Alright. Yeah, Dimitri will approach them, kind of dragging Zeb along.
"Hey, you look troubled. What's on your mind?"
As he looks at you suspiciously and then looks at Zeb and looks concerned, and then looks back at you and goes, "How many others did you say you found?"
"We found 8 others."
"There's this many more," as he holds up 4 of his claws. "We were all together until a couple days ago."
And Dimitri will nod, say,
"Okay, do you know where they might have been taken?"
Shakes his head.
"Okay, yeah, I'll see what I can do and I'll see if I can find them for you."
Nods a little bit as another one kind of growls and nudges him. Still pretty wary about you guys, thinking he's slick and that the nudge was a trip, as he overly acts a trip and then flings his elbow out and nudges the one that was talking to you right in the ribs. "Sorry."
I don't know what to do about the nudging part, but I at least know what to say to everybody else.
Okay.
Dimitri will kind of, I guess, walk over to Kyle and the rest and bring up and say,
"One of them said that there's 4 more metis cubs somewhere in the hive, but they were all together until a few days ago."
Were they younger or older than you?
2 older, 1 younger, and then 1 about the same.
Do you know what they separated you based on?
Shakes his head.
I thought maybe it was age, but I suppose not.
"Did they take him from this cave?"
No, we were all further in than here. They tried to keep the food and the breeding stock on the outskirts where the chemical was less harsh, and then the breeding pits for us closer to the center.
"He seems to have a visual knowledge of the hive. Maybe he can act as guide. Show us where they were. Show us this next system, perhaps where they were taken, or saw them taken to." "Is that something that the 3 of you would be willing to do? Or something that you'd be willing to do?"
I suppose I could, as one of the other metis pups suddenly growls as his eyes shift and you see him in the throes of frenzy as he leaps at the other one and grabs and bites.
gonna try to pull them apart.
All right, Dex
Mark's the
Brawl. I'm gonna say Diff 6 and Cora, you're gonna need 3 successes to pull them apart fully. All right, so grab and you pull them apart as the one frenzying is roaring and flinging its claws in every which direction.
Hold him by the scruff and drop the other one.
Biting, frothing at the mouth.
I'll dazzle him.
Just hold him up.
Diff,
Please.
Diff 2.
Oh, I accidentally did 1 die, but it still was enough.
As the pup slouches,
Cora will turn to the other one.
Are you alright?
nods, shaking or nodding its head as though you see it like trying to force back some tears of pain as there is like chunks of fur missing where the bite was.
Oh my dear. Okay.
Cora will look at the pup's wounds and beckon Mark over.
Can you help with that real quick? Do you have the stuff for it?
So,
Yeah.
using it, I'm gonna use it on the little one.
All right, Diff 3.
All
All
right,
right,
there we
so you healed the damage as the wound sealed up.
They're all better.
Looks at you, nods, points to themselves finally, and says, "Shadow dreams."
Shadow dreams.
Mark will point at himself and go,
Guides the Fallen. It's nice to meet you.
and he'll bend down and kind of give a giant paw, I guess at this point, and see if he'll take it.
Looks at it with some measure of confusion.
You want help up or not?
I can get up.
I'm sure you can. You look strong.
Cora will carry the dazzled pup on her back while
Okay.
he's dazzled.
I can show you where the pits were where we all were at.
We would like that. Only if you want to help us, though.
Nods.
Okay.
And he'll kind of put his paw on his shoulder, lightly, not too tough, and then kind of turn the guards to low and go,
He'll say he'll lead the way for us. Alright, though we haven't cleared out the whole hive. There could be traps that you didn't see get placed. So be very careful and rely on our eyes, because we don't want you or us getting hurt.
Shadow Dreams nods and starts leading you through various tunnels as you go back to the main mine entrance before going northeast before you start losing your sense of direction again. You travel for about 2 miles before you get to the pit, and it looks like the army and at least some of the Sacred Stone Garu have been clearing things out, at least along the way, but they haven't come this far yet. And you do find another metis pup. They are very small, about 2.5 to 3.5 feet tall.
Is it kind of vicious at this point, or is it...
It's somewhat vicious, and it's walking on all fours.
Does this one trust you?
It's a young one. Was with their mom last I saw. Was feeding on the Fomori udders still. Couldn't eat meat yet. Kyle's just like, I'm gonna put that away for later. Just Fomori udders. Do I ask
what now?
the what now? Excuse me? But do you not have them?
Excuse me?
the what?
Excuse me, young man. Could you rewind and tell me what the fuck that?
No, it's self-explanatory and disgustingly so.
I assume they're too young to talk, maybe?
Yes.
Okay.
Is it too young to be dazzled?
I was just gonna say, dazzle that guy and then cradle him. Just like, hey, there,
Right?
I mean, yeah, you can try and dazzle him.
What's the willpower?
Technically 1, but it's diff 2.
Okay.
It's an automatic 1 success, right?
He's
Yeah.
fucking dazzled.
Yeah, that pup curls up and starts resting like a giant dog with long arms, placing its hands down, thinking.
Cora will also pick him up and kind of crate one on the back and cradling the other. Got the strength for it.
So that leaves 3.
Were there other pits that you were ever brought to for training?
Nods. I can show
know
you.
where those are?
Grabs your hand and starts like leading you.
Thank you.
As you start winding through, some of these rooms start to look familiar as he stops, looks at you and goes, "They told me to be very careful here. You should be very careful too."
Thank you. Do you know why?
Mm-hmm. They said that it would slice you and burn your blood.
Is this the terrible pit room?
It is.
Yes. One of our friends was killed here earlier. But thank you.
Sure. As they go, shouldn't have fallen into the pit, I guess.
Fuck, kids are monsters.
As they walk you around, they take you to another entrance that you kind of avoided, looks up and goes, huh. As you see the blown out pit of that you tried to knock over but was blown over by the spider. Grabbed, led through there as there's another pit, and there are the 3 remaining metis with a black spiral guarding them, who you all fucking trounce. It's just one. They're a Cleoth.
Poor guy.
Not gonna roll for that. As the 3 metis, however, are really not on your side for killing their den mother in front of them.
Yeah, that's a shame.
Dazzle or
Just
One trick pony, Kyle.
let's just have Regender send him to, what is it, the pony, right?
Oh, do a geese? Yeah.
Yeah.
As he looks at all of them?
You will go to Stallion Steve's, avoiding all dangers, and wait for us there. We will not do anything until we arrive.
As the other one who is following, who's a little quiet of the 3, looks up at you and looks up at Regender and goes, "I don't understand." And Regender kind of just kneels down.
What do you not understand?
Why didn't you just tell them the truth?
I don't
That the den mother was weak and you're in control now.
Of course, silly me.
As he gets up and he turns and he kind of whispers to Kyle,
I fear, my young friend, you will have a handful with these ones.
I imagine it will be a terrible time.
as Regender gets kind of this wicked smile on his face and he goes,
Perhaps they will prevent you from being an elder.
As he continues to walk back to Stallion Steve's.
Ouch, that hurt!
I've never heard of anything like that happening before.
There's a time for everything, I suppose.
He sounds a little bitter.
I wonder why! So you guys start heading back to Stallion Steve's. As you're heading that way, Final Days stops before the geese can be undone on the remaining 11 and goes,
I hate to ask, as I assumed, and perhaps that was my fault, but how do you plan on getting them out of here without them being seen? They're unable to change. They're continuously in their Krynos.
Well, to be honest with you, I thought when you gave this entrance specifically, you had a plan for that. I thought originally we'd have to go through the mines.
We could do the mines, but the mines are also heavily populated with humans who work there constantly, and it's more heavily secure than even the casino.
Perhaps travel through the Umbra would be more apt.
They are unable to step sideways until their first change. And with the Hive closed, the gauntlet is much more powerful here.
Does this casino have hotel rooms?
There is a hotel next door.
That won't work then.
In the midst of a coughing fit,
Steel truck,
cough,
sewer,
As Regender goes,
Could you elaborate?
one or other.
There's no sewer here.
Truck, steel truck.
It is.
We need a box truck like an iDrag.
That still leaves the problem of getting them out of the casino.
I
We
can
don't want to
do
do
it.
it the way I did last time. That was a disaster.
I can hack the security system here
and then turn off the cameras long enough to get us out.
We're in the janitor's closet, right?
Yeah.
And so this was the hallway that you went up from a side door. It was like just straight down the hallway that had the cameras in it, right?
Mm-hmm.
To get to this room that was
and then it
janitor's
goes to
closet.
the main floor where everyone is playing slots.
There was the 3 other Garu, the injured Garu. We left them at the bed and breakfast. That might be an easier exit.
Bed and breakfast. Yeah. It would probably be a better solution than dragging them through a casino full of people.
There are multiple exits. The army came into the Hive through 3 different routes, if I remember. The inn is really close to the casino. It's not close in the mines. It's close to where we are now.
We could pull a fire alarm to get the people out.
Well, whatever we end up doing, it happens after we steal the truck to bring it to the casino.
Yeah.
Or to the inn.
Keegan, what time is it right now? Time of day?
We're gonna say it's about noon.
Okay.
We should listen to Zeb and go steal a truck. Come back. I can hack into the system, turn off the security cameras, pull the fire alarm, and we can get out of here and get home. There's no sense in coming up with another plan when we should just be keeping it simple. William, get truck, now! Okay. Jim, go too!
Alright, I'll hand Zeb off to Mark and go with William.
You two start leaving. Luckily, you don't have to go too far. You find a truck, and I'm gonna need either int technology, diff 8, because it's based on theory, or int subterfuge, or I'm sorry, int larceny, diff 6 to hotwire the car.
Do you have larceny?
I do not, but I have 5 intelligence and 2 technology. So
Oh, I have 4 intelligence and 3 tech. It's the exact same dice roll at diff 8. Can
I've got 3. I can spare it.
Okay. Can I assist?
You can assist, so
that way it's 1 roll, but assisting.
Yeah. So Dimitri gain an additional 2 dice of to this roll.
All right, here we go. And then I'll spend that willpower too.
Alrighty.
I'm so glad I did.
You got 1 success as you hotwire the car, just barely.
Now we need to bring it to an entrance that's super close to where...
There is a somewhat back entrance near a parking garage. So you're able to get it there. Now you gotta try and figure out how to hack the cameras.
I can do that. I'm going to go ahead and spend my last willpower to activate my gift, Plug and Play.
Okay.
For the next day, any computer the Glasswalker uses, no matter how simple, becomes fully compatible with any other digital device, regardless of obstacles such as different operating systems, lack of physical compatible access points, or even the complete absence of any means of receiving or interpreting a wireless signal.
Excellent. Okay.
So I'm going to activate that gift.
Okay.
There's no roll, it's just an automatic active, and it's for the whole day.
Yep.
I'm going to walk in, get to the closet, but as I'm walking in, I'm going to pull the fire alarm.
Okay. Pull the fire alarm.
Sorry. Back up. I'm going to turn off the cameras.
Okay.
While I'm walking in, then pull the fire alarm.
Okay.
And that should give me a couple minutes to get to the closet.
The pulling the fire alarm does not require a roll. The hacking the cameras to turn them off does.
Gotcha. Okay, let's do that first.
Intelligence computers, diff 5.
Okay.
As you hack, the cameras turn off. You pull the fire alarm, and all the sprinklers go off. As you get to the area, the 8 are very rambunctious as they are being dragged by the chains. As actually Regender goes, you will find Dimitri Howls-In-Memory in a truck and go into it.
Into the back.
Into the back, yes. Into the back. As it all goes down, you all start rushing out. You all get into the truck. And Dimitri, you're just like, oh, and start driving away at a reasonable speed so that the police do not follow you and think that you pulled the fire alarm illegally.
And they say wolves can't drive.
think you have the highest drive of the group.
I got 2.
You can drive stick, which is lucky, because guess what this is? As you start leaving all that, the ones growling and snapping, as the 8 are like, food, as they start trying to throw themselves, rocking back and forth, and Regender starts dazzling them again with Kyle. I will request that once we get to Divide, you drop me off. I will start making my long journey back to the Unified Heart, as I am restricted from Sacred Stone under penalty of death, as you're all back in Hamid form.
Of course. Thank you for everything today.
It was good to work with you all again.
It really was.
Yeah, it was good to see you again, Regender.
One more thing. I thought I should pass it along. Have you ever heard the Child of Gaia legend of the Desperate One?
I don't believe so.
It's a legend that we've told several times, and it's vague, but it is from our prophets. And it seems that several of these, he looks over at the pups, it's supposedly that there will be one who will break all the laws of litany, and they will be victorious in the apocalypse. The many metis of our tribe believe that the savior of Gaia will be one of them, for their birth is the first violation of litany. It's caught on again, and caught on in a big way at Unified Heart. So much so that metis of other tribes are starting to believe it. I was curious if it had made its way over to Sacred Stone yet.
Not in any major way, but it's also worth noting that if there were any Garu completely out of the loop for what has been happening the last 4 years, it would be us.
Understood, yeah. Just something I thought about. And I've just been, I don't know, perhaps the Thurges could speak on it more, as he looks over at Zeb. Please do not. But
Raise a hand.
name came about because it was said that I would die when the final days were upon us. And I felt the whisperings of that coming. I don't have any substantial proof, just a feeling.
Well, I hope that feeling is misguided, because I'd very much like to see you around for longer.
That's appreciated. As you get to the center of Divide, as you pull over by the local grocery store, Regender puts a hand over, grabs, and goes, Dimitri, thank you.
You're welcome.
Zebulon speaks in sweet whispers. Recover swiftly.
Thank you.
Grows-Matrices, it was a pleasure to meet you.
It was a pleasure.
Cora, it was good to see you again.
It was very nice to see you too.
Kyle, as he pulls you in for a hug and just kind of squeezes.
Stay safe.
You too. If you're ever at Unified Heart, be sure to look me up.
We will.
As he goes over to Mark and pulls in Mark for a big hug as well. And he goes, you too, Mark. And then he whispers softly in Mark's ear.
It's natural for brothers to fight, but it isn't natural for them to resent them for what their father does.
Mark will think back just to the cavern and dwell upon the words that Final Days said. Return the hug strong, and a little tear forms as a little bit of letting go occurs in Mark's personality. And thank you, Final Days.
All of you be safe. As he hops out, you guys start heading back to Sacred Stone. Slowly but surely, Cora will have to still come back to the Hive to finish her rank challenge, but at least half of it has been achieved, and we will see if she's going to be able to accomplish the rest of it next time. Thank you to everyone who listened. We'll catch you in that next episode. Bye.
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 Bye-bye.